this restaurant and they
What's happening, everyone? Welcome to the Russell Hantz Show. We have two special guests, Frank and Cameron, in the house from my Patreon group. I would like to think these are experts on Big Brother. I was about to say Survivor, about to say it, but I didn't. Big Brother. So we are talking Big Brother, guys. This is the first podcast that I've done ever. Now, I've interviewed Big Brother players before. This is the first podcast that we're starting the season Big Brother 22, the rumored AllStar season. We're going to, the whole entire season, we're going to go live 3 times a week. I'm doing my players' performance, the whole 9 yards. It's just going to be like Survivor for me. Now, I think I'm going to really enjoy it because Big Brother is, to me, and you can give me your take on this, it's more of a strategic, like it's so strategic. There's so many different elements, comps and this and that, and what do you do? Like, there's so many different elements. Had a house, when you get that, what, who do you target? Is that a problem? So I like the fact that it's a very strategic game. Now, of course, it has the aspect of being strategic, being social, and being physical with the baby challenges they do, even though they're weird, but still challenges. So it has the whole aspect of Survivor. Has that's how you vote, right? They vote for the physical, they vote for the social, and they vote for the strategic. I would assume those are 3 aspects of how they vote. So I'm excited to see this. I've watched Big Brother. I've probably watched 7 or so episodes, but I wanted you guys on here to get more in depth of later seasons that I haven't watched. So they're talking All-Star, Big Brother 22. I want to break down and find out who you guys are hearing. Now, this is rumored, guys. This isn't set in stone. So this is only our opinion, even though some of them are probably pretty good names. So if you think this is going to be some sort of spoiler, it's probably be best to leave now. Even though we don't know for sure, right, Cameron? We don't know for sure.
Right. So as a Big Brother fan, and anybody probably watching this, and Frank as well, you know that every year for the last 15 years, we've been hearing this is an all-star season every year, right?
So let's say you have $100. That's all you have to your name, and you're in Vegas, and you have to put something. How much money do you put that it is going to be an all-star season this year?
That's tough, man, because I've been burnt so many times in the past.
What you putting?
Man, I feel pretty good about it this year. I think, I don't know, maybe I'd probably put $80, $80 on it.
How about you, Frank? What you putting?
I'd put $1,000 on it.
No, you only have 100. You only got 100.
He's borrowing money. He's that confident. He's borrowing.
I put the full 100 on it for sure.
I'm with you. I'm putting the whole 100. I'm putting the whole 100 because
there's just been so many times where I'm confident, and then they come out with a half twist, it's a half returnee and the newbie, and I'm just like,
I think that this is the real deal because of all the stuff we've been dealing with. I'm not even going to say the name. It's crazy, the little bug that we have out there. So it's like, I think because of that, they don't want to, bring new people in, interviewing them and all this. They know exactly what they have with All-Stars. They know what they're going to get. They put them in a house for 15 days, quarantine them right there, bam, in the house. That's all good. You see what I'm saying? They will probably even quarantine the producers. Who's ever going in and out that house is probably going to be in a hotel room for the duration of the game.
Yeah, and a smaller crew. I would imagine they go with a smaller crew than they normally would too. So, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty confident it's going to be an all-star season. I'm hearing some pretty good names. Granted, we can't guarantee that, but bigger names than I thought we'd hear. And then we've got some other names that I'm like, why are they?
They got names that I've seen that I'm like, what? Like, okay, we don't know for sure if they're going to call it all-stars. Like, because there's some of the names you're hearing, it's like, maybe that's the case. Maybe it's just I hope that they did it before. CBS does this type of thing, man. You heard of Game Changer Survivors? You're like, who is? They literally, and I'm not joking around. Literally, you're like, who is that? Who is that? And who is that? So I hope that's the case with All Stars. I hate when people do this. They just pick popular names instead of legit game changers or legit all-stars. You know, so I hope that they go that route. But anyway, we'll see. So I wanted to, before we get into the list of the players playing, I want to talk about one in particular that's not playing, and that is Chilltown. What is going on with that?
I just want to make sure, guys. Is my audio and video good? I just want to make sure, because Russell, I think you're kind of lagging a little bit, maybe.
You're good. I can see you.
I'm good. Okay.
Yeah,
I want to make sure.
It says I'm present, but I have everything plugged up straight to my modem.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you fine. It's just you're lagging a little bit.
Okay.
But
yeah, what's up with that? Tell me what's going down. And this is what I've heard. I heard that they got asked to do Amazing Race, right? And then got mad. I don't understand how these people, man. It's just a different type of group of people. They're so bitter. They get so mad when a new season comes out, right? New All-Stars. They talking maybe All-Stars. Everybody's starting to get calls, but certain people aren't getting those calls. So then they blow up. They go off on social media. Cameos. Doing cameos. $15 cameos. Just throwing them out there. By the way, $15 cameos. Never knew it was that cheap, but yeah. What's up with that, man?
I think Boogie is. I just think Boogie's lost his mind a little bit, man. Like we don't need to go into I don't think huge details about what's been going on and what he's been doing. Just know that if 2020 couldn't get any, I thought it couldn't get any worse, and now we've got the greatest bromance to ever happen to reality TV are now at odds. Wow. They hate each other. These two guys. If you go and watch YouTube videos of Chilltown, these dudes are thick as thieves, man. They're so close. They're inseparable.
I know. Oh, I know Chilltown. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, it's not just hey man, F you. It's not like that. I'll be no, I'm gonna whip your butt. Let's meet it so and so. That's how it used to be. It's hey man, hit picture your kids. What?
Yeah.
Go that route with me, brother. I'm gonna go to the airport. I'm getting on a plane and I'm coming to your house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end it right there. Not and I'm talking about. I ain't talking about. I'm talking about whooping somebody's ass. That's what I'm talking about. Straight up. You sending pictures of my kids. You're either gonna do what you gotta do right there on the spot, or you can say what you want about me. You say what you want about me, but you started sending pictures of my kids and then pictures of the Second Amendment stuff and starting to insinuate things like that. Yeah.
Right. I don't know if it's just the Amazing Race either that caused that. There has to be some more deep-rooted issues than what was going on just there, because that seems a little bit extreme for just. I mean, that's just a little bit wild.
Yeah, I don't understand that. But
have you seen anything else about it, Frank? Anything else other than the?
No, I just saw that today. I didn't even see the posts that were posted on there yesterday when I was just looking up stuff about tonight and the cast that was rumored. I saw that and it broke my heart because I've been a Chilltown fan since season 2. But if they need a new vice president, I'm ready for the job. Dr. Will can call anytime.
Oh yeah, I feel good too because me and my buddy that grew up watching Big Brother together all the time. We watch every season. We pick our favorite players. And when it came to Chilltown, he was always a Boogie fan. I was always a Will fan. So of course I sent him a message. Now I said, "Hey man, check this out real quick, just in case you missed it. Check this out." But
and
we're gonna go.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, your video was lagging a little bit earlier. It couldn't
but
catch
how's
up.
The sound? Somebody says we can't hear you.
I can hear you just fine.
I'm loud and clear. I got everything working on my side. I get super loud in my ears. But so okay. Do you think that Boogie's gonna play?
No.
I mean, do you think he'll ever play?
No, absolutely not. No.
But will he ever play again with all that?
No, he's done. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. You can't get sued by another player and have those things come out and still play. There's another guy that's probably in a similar situation. Big Brother 9, Adam. He won Big Brother 9. they're never going to bring that guy back because he used the winnings to buy drugs and sell drugs and all kinds of stuff like that. So they're not going to bring him back, especially
Big Brother loves Will. He's talks to house guests the jury members every year. They're not gonna mess with Boogie, I don't think.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, you don't risk bringing Boogie back for Will to be like, hey, like I'm out, I'm done. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Because Will, people look forward to that. Will coming in. I think it's the final, like the final three. When the final three in there, he talks about who do you think's going to come in.
And he tries to get him to see reason, like it's a game, people. He tries to get him to fix the Russell and Paul problems that happen in those games.
Right. I tell you what, Russell needs to watch season. I can't remember if it was 18 or 19 when was that Paul's bitter jury. Was that 18?
It was both of them. I felt it was 18 and 19 because I know it was back to back.
Right.
And I think it happened to Russell on 19 and 20 and then Paul on 18 and 19, I believe.
Well, I think 18 was the super bitter jury that Paul should have won the game. But 19, I could see how. Well, actually, when you see who won, you're like, how do they win? But Paul was not a good person in 19. Like the way he treated people, the way he acted, it was terrible. Like I understand you want to look at the gameplay, but the way he personally attacked people was bad, like really bad.
Like they called him when he they called him getting rustled. Paul got rustled twice. But I mean, okay. But when I look back at some footage of some of the stuff I did, like literally, I'm like, man, I did that. Like when they had me trying to put Parvati and Danielle against each other and stuff like that, where brutal. I was attacking them brutally. Like I was playing hard, yes, but I see how deep that cut was now that I sit back and I watch it. And when Paul does stuff like that with the friendship bracelet and he tries to get them there, tries to become so close to them, the closer you are to them, the more it cuts, the deeper it is. So I think that's a key for somebody that's wanting to play these type of games. Yes, bring them in, but don't bring them in like I brought them in. Don't bring them in like Paul brings them in. Like, you my boy, here's a friendship bracelet. And then whoosh.
Right. And while we're talking about Paul, we can go ahead and say he's one of the names that I've been seeing come up repeatedly everywhere. In fact, I'd be willing to say he's probably one of the people that we could probably guarantee is going to go into the house. I've seen that many.
Okay. I think that I agree with that. And I also give it my star of approval. I think that Paul is an all-star. I think that he is definitely on the list. If they had a legit all-star, he's definitely on the list for that. Do you see him going for it in the house? Do you see anybody trusting Paul?
I think it can happen. I think it can, because if you look at the two games that he played in 18, he played a very good social game. He was, everybody liked him. He had the funny skits, he had the serious skits, the gameplay skits, and people liked him. In 19, though, when he went in, I think when he went in by himself and he had such a big target on his back, and Cody, who was in his season, said we got to get him out first. I think he played immediately from a defensive position, and it just kind of evolved into that. You know, I think if he wanted to go in and play, he'd play like he did in 18, and I think that Paul could definitely get far, and people could trust him.
Yeah.
Do you think that Paul's going to be playing? Go ahead, Frank.
If you get people like Christmas that was tight with, I don't know if they still are, and Josh, he'll have some people to work with. And I think it's an all-star. If it's an all-star season, the target's not going to be as big on his back. When he came back that second time, people saw how well he played that first game, so he was an automatic target.
Right. And he is absolutely. I'm
writing Paul's name down.
Yeah, he is absolutely an all-star. The problem is, though, is he's played 2 seasons already at the last 4 or 3. 2 of the last 3. So this will be 3 or 4. Is that right?
Yeah. Paul's played.
He's played twice. So he played 18,
and
19,
he's been to the end
going into 20. Yeah, so he's played. Are we using him up? Like, that's just what I'm worried about. Like, if you go, like, in future seasons,
I don't know, man. I think the only reason they're doing this all-star thing is because of what's going on. It's just easier. And because they're doing it, then you have to put Paul in the house. He is one that I agree that has to be in the house if it's an all-star season. I don't know. I don't know for sure if I'm on board with you guys when it comes to him doing well in the game, because he just can't be trusted. I don't think he can be trusted. So
yeah,
I think that they're not going to believe a word that's coming out of his mouth.
It could go either way. I just think the first week it will determine how Paul does. I really do.
Okay, would Christmas trust him, and would who's up? Joey?
Josh.
Not Joey. Josh. Would Josh trust him? Would Christmas trust him in the game?
Josh is an emotional player, so if he catered to those emotions Josh has, then let's
talk about Josh while we're talking about Josh. Now, I got a story about Paul's name. I think he's an all-star. Josh, there's too many great players to put Josh in there as an all-star. You can't do that. Now, do they do that because he stirs up problems? Will Josh sit there and copy other Big Brother players like Evil Dick and bang pans around and stuff like that? Will he do that same style of gameplay? Do you think he will?
100%. I think that's just who he is. That's just me.
Is he doing that because that's who he is, or is he doing that because that's who he wants everybody to think that he is? That he's trying to become someone bigger than life, like a Paul?
Yeah, I think Josh just whatever will get the camera on him is what he's gonna do. If it's banging pots, he'll do that. He just wants the camera on him. You see it in the challenge that he's currently on the season right now. He just wants camera time.
I don't know. Yeah. I think it's just who he is. Like, because I haven't seen that other show he was on, the challenge. I don't watch it, but I've seen things about him being confrontational with other people in the same way as he was in Big Brother. So I just think that's who he is, and I'm not knocking him for it. I just, as far as an all-star and a Big Brother player, I don't see it. I don't think he should be an all-star, and I would agree with Russell here. I think you could go look other ways. And then if you looked other ways and nobody else wanted to play, then I could say, okay, he's in that second tier status, right? Because he creates the drama. He creates the drama. He says the things that you want to hear people say that try to make big moves, right?
And they need people. I remember his season. He was almost going first. Like he was crying like a little baby right off the bat, thinking
he grabbed
that
golden apple. Yeah, he grabbed that golden apple.
Right.
And his alliance is like, "What are you doing? Like, what? We're good. Like, we're fine." And he goes, "Y'all are coming after me." And that's like before he knows anything. The paranoia already. But.
So if the paranoia was bad then, what do you think is going to be now?
Right.
It's always fun to watch these players play because they have relationships outside the game. I just want to see someone play hard. Now, with Josh, I think I'm trying to think, is he an all-star or not? Now, when it comes to known players and people that you sit back and you say, okay, yeah, I see it. Like you just said, Cameron, I could see the fact of them saying, okay, let's put Josh in here because we need to make sure that we have something crazy going on here. We need to make sure that everybody's not just sitting around doing nothing. And Josh is going to stir the pot.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think she's going to play because if I'm not mistaken, I think she's having a baby or she's pregnant. But Frank, you might understand as well. If we put Rachel Riley and Josh in the same house, the world is going to explode. Like
the world as we know it.
I think I want to say I saw that she was pregnant, and she found out in February, March she was pregnant, so she wouldn't be able to play. But if that's not true, and I just misread that, and she could if she's on the show, I mean, now I'm ready. Now I'm glad Josh is in there. Like now I'm happy.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking it's okay. So yeah, Josh may not be an all-star, but he's still the fact that we can say, we understand it. I like to at least be like, oh, we get it, because you're right. Rachel Riley and Josh in the same house, but a whole summer.
There's also the Josh and Paul thing. Yeah, right. There's also the Josh and Paul thing.
That's a picture of 2020. Rachel Riley and Josh in a Big Brother house.
I still think there's open wounds with Paul and Josh, though, as far as Josh exposing Paul's game in the confessionals when people were getting voted out. So basically what he did is every time Paul would make a move and somebody and help get somebody voted out, Josh would go in the confessionals after they've left the house to see the goodbye messages. Instead of saying goodbye, he'd say, "Hey, I did this, this, and this, and Paul did this, this, and this," and he's just like Paul had no defense against it, right? Like there's nothing he could do at that point. So, and I think there's still some open wounds with that because that probably cost Paul the game. That was a good move by Josh, but that probably cost Paul the game.
No, right. So who else we got? Who's next?
Derek. He's one of the best players to ever play the game. There's a rumor that he might be coming back from 6.
Derek, they say he's the best player. You know what Derek is to me? He's Kim. That's what Derek is to me. I don't think that Derek is that good. I think that he played with a cast that was pitiful. And I could, by the way, I can go on and on about Derek about a few things. I'm not going to get into that right now. It's crazy how things pop up on the internet when all this stuff is about to happen. You find out stuff about these people that nobody really knew. And I'm not going to really get into that. If you want to find more about Derek and his past, you go look it up. But anyway, when he played, I was like, yeah, that's solid. That's a solid play. But as a player of these type of games, when I see someone win with a weak cast, Boston Rob did it, Kim did it, and it's like, are they really that good? Or are they really as good as, because people were saying Derek was the best ever. Now, is he the best ever? I think Dan is the best ever by far. No problem. No question. He's so smooth. I met both of them in person. Derek, he act like exactly how you would think. When Derek was 20 years old, he got a full scholarship for baseball. Now, he seems like that type of player, like that popular football player that is better than the rest. So that's the vibe I got from Derek. Mm-hmm. Now, I met Dan. Cool, super cool, chilled, talking to everybody, really good guy in real life. So, and I'm sure you guys heard some stories about Derek's personality outside the game as well. You know, so it's like, is it true? Is he really just not a good guy and he's just off the show? We don't really know. You got to get to know the guy first. I met the guy. That's how I felt when I met him. You know, so when it comes to Derek, I want to see Derek out early. I want to see him out first, second. So if you guys watching this podcast is about to play in the Big Brother house, check out with Derek, the internet on Derek, and let's take him out early.
Yes, yeah. But as far as Derek, and you saying he's a weak player, I think Derek is. No,
I know he's not a weak player. I would say
a weak cast. He had a weak cast. Yeah. I think he's one of the greatest one-time players, right? Like you could put Derek for his first season against a bunch of people in their first season, and I think Derek does extremely well every time, right?
I put Derek as an all-star, by the way. I have him I have the star right here, but then that name's down. Yeah. I have him checked as an all-star. He belongs in an all-star house.
I agree. Yeah, he was never nominated. He was technically nominated in the final 3 because he didn't win the final HOH, and they had to pick who wants to go, but. If you put him as a first-time player with newbies, I think he does well every time. Just because he keeps that under the radar, he was an undercover police officer, so he's able to blend in. And they did a promo on that as well, if you remember, in his season, where they showed how his face changed and how his facial hair changed, and he tried to look younger and wear beanies and stuff like that. And I think it works, but in an all-star cast, that's not going to work. They're going to see right through.
No, no, none of that works. None of that works now. Now it's all about. It's about real talk, for real, you know. So you go in there, you don't want to tell people lies. Of course, you're gonna have to lie sooner or later, but I think it's about real talk right off the bat to stay longer in that game. Do you think that Derek has a shot to stay further? Frank, what do you think about Derek when it comes to does he make the jury?
I think it depends on who you put in the house. What Derek did do good is he aligned himself. He knew who he could trust. He created a great bond, a bromance with Cody, and he wrote that out. So I think with the all-star cast, it depends on who's in the house together, and like he was saying, how that first week plays out will be huge. Yeah. But I think Derek's a top 5 when it comes to strategy. He's a great strategist. But it's hard to place. When I started writing these lists out, it was really hard to place like best player because there's different aspects. Like Derek doesn't have the charisma that Paul has, but he's probably got one up on the strategy end of things.
Yeah. And when you look at it, man, Dan, Paul, Derek, we talked about 4 people, and we'll talk about Dan more, but Dan, Paul, and Derek, all 3, when it's dealing with their gameplay in the Big Brother house, are super quiet and kind of, hey, I got you. I got this. Hey, man, just talk to me, man. I got your back. That kind of, kind of like a Tom Westman type player, but
yeah, I think that's a very good comparison if you're going to cross like Big Brother, yeah.
Then you have Josh. So all these 3 people can control Josh. He feeds off of that type of, hey, just like he was controlled by Paul. Paul controlled Josh. He was his lapdog, whether he likes it or not.
The thing about those 3,
Josh could be Dan's lapdog, and Josh could be Derek's lapdog. So Josh can be a lot of these lapdogs.
It's really about who can tolerate being in an alliance with them for so long, right? And if you're giving
those 3 can do it.
Right,
those 3 can take that pressure.
I think of those 3 that you just named, if somebody was going to, if one of those 3 was going to take Josh under their wing and be like, hey, look, I got you. Just stick with me. We'll make it happen. It's got to be Dan. I think Dan is the guy that could just pull him in, reel him in, because that's Dan's game, right? Dan and Derek have very similar but very opposite games, right? They both lay low when they need to, and then when they have to, they come up and they make a move. The only difference is as smooth operators, Derek likes to play at a much more smoother, quieter game, make the moves in a stealthy way. Dan likes to create the chaos, orchestrate the chaos, and sit back and then just be the calm, cool, collected guy, knowing exactly why the chaos is happening, right? Who better than to have Josh under your wing and be like, hey, Josh, go say this and go do this, and then I'll take care of it, right? It's almost a perfect storm, right? But
out of these names, and let's get into Dan a little bit, I think Dan has the best shot of going a little – I could see Dan going all the way, because as we bringing out the cast, it's going to be like, who do you get rid of first? You get rid of Paul, you get rid of Derek, you get rid of Josh, you get rid of – like, oh, my goodness, there's too much going on here. Who in the world we go for?
So my theory is that this season, if I look back at the recent seasons, season 16 is like the cast that I think we're going to see a lot of people from, kind of like the first AllStar season had, I think it was, what season was it?
6.
Janelle season 6. Yeah. So I think 16 is going to be very similar. So I think if they're smart, the focus will be get season 16 out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Which should give anybody
that would make sense.
Dan should use that to his advantage.
So we've talked about Dan a little bit. I think Dan's the best player in the house. He's by far an all-star. I think he's the best player that ever played. He's on the same tier to me as Tony. Like, Dan's solid. He's a great player. And he's so good, I think they can overlook him. I mean, I know that they know him, and I know that they know this situation, but unless you played with him, when he gets in that house with you, he will overwhelm you with his charm. And then all of a sudden you're in an alliance with him. You never knew that was going to happen.
All-Stars, and the original All-Stars, a similar situation happened with Dr. Will, right? Like, Dr. Will won season 2. He was on the block like every week, and he negotiated staying, right? He created the strategy of nominate me so you can send somebody else home. But
I hate everyone.
Yeah, I hate everyone. So in All-Stars, he went in there, and Dr. Will is literally standing on the balcony on the top, looking down at everybody in the kitchen and thinking they don't even know what hit him. This guy doesn't get nominated for, like, what was it, 6 weeks, 7 weeks? And by then he already has his roots into people, and Will is so charismatic and so good at the game and so stealthy that he made it all the way to the Final Four. And if it wasn't for a rope that he couldn't rip a disc off of, we'd be talking about Will being a 2-time winner right now. But I think you're right. Like with the Dan thing, if they let him slip by for a couple of weeks and let him get these relationships that he's known for building, because this is what he does. He'll build a relationship with you, and then he'll shred you 4 or 5 weeks.
Man, I watch Dan on his. I don't even watch these things. He has a YouTube channel to where he plays games and stuff, and he talks to these kids while they playing games. Like he just knows how to talk. Right. He knows how to make people like him, even random 12-years-olds.
He used to The pep talks. You remember that, Frank? The pep talks in the challenges when he would be out of a challenge and the other people be competing, they'd go, Dan, can you pep me up? Can you make me stronger to make it through the challenge? And his football coach side of it would come out and be like, yeah, he'd be like, you can do this. You can. I'm like,
you can do it.
Yeah.
I would just say, you can do it.
Right.
That's all I got. So yeah, that's Dan. So we have Dan, Paul, Josh, Derek. We all agree. We understand if they're in AllStar House. Let's talk about 4 females, since we talked about 4 males here. What you got for me?
I didn't see any females rumored on the list, and I didn't even see Dan on the list
really?
of rumored people. The 4th person that I heard rumored was Frankie Grande, which was a big fan favorite.
Okay. So you didn't see any females though on the list? You like
I saw a couple. I saw a couple. Okay. Not any huge names. The biggest one I saw is and her name gets brought up all the time just because she's a legendary player in the game, is Janelle. Anytime there's a big time All-Star season, whether or not it's true, her name comes up, right? And you have to respect it. Like if Janelle's name comes up, you have to respect it as if that's a real thing because she's such a good player. If there's an all-star female that ever played the game, it's Janelle, right? So, she's competitive. If she came into play, I think she'd do really well in the game. But I
think Janelle would be definitely one that I agree with on the all-star. If I was going to put a list together myself, I would definitely have her at the top of that list.
Mm-hmm.
What about Rachel Riley? Is she going to be in that house?
She's an all-star, but I don't want to see her on television anymore.
And you wouldn't want to see her on TV with this cast? So far that what we've named, dude, it's gonna blow people's minds. And now we're talking about Frankie in the house with this group of people. Yeah. It's crazy thinking about how I'm a strategic player, so my mind right now is just exploding in little places all over my mind because I'm like, how is this person going to react with this person? And now we're dealing with Frankie, and is Frankie going to really get along with any of these players? Who can Frankie get along with the best out of these players that we've named?
Paul.
Josh?
Oh, yeah, I think Paul. Yeah, probably Paul. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie
so what happens with what happens when Josh wants to be super famous and go at Frankie live on television?
It's like, this isn't hypothetical. Like, it's going to happen. Like that's
I think that's who he's going to go after. I think Josh will go after Frankie because he's like, okay, if I get Frankie has all these followers, that's whatever her name is that sings all those songs. What's her name? Grande girl. Yeah.
Ariana.
Obviously, Ariana. We obviously don't listen to this girl's music, but I know of it. So, yes, that's the brother. So it's like, I'm going to take him out. Then maybe I can be best friends with Ariana.
Right. Frankie's sneaky, though. Frankie's sneaky. Like, his social game, he plays this outlandish big character, which I don't personally enjoy watching. But his social game, he's quick. Like, he can make something happen if he needs to.
These are good players. These are smart players, with the exception of one, Josh, that's going to go a little crazy. So far, we named some really solid players that can actually level their mind to this house and play for the summer.
All I can think about now, and I hate that we brought it up, was that this Rachel and Josh, I want it so badly now. Like, I want it. Like,
let me text her. Let me see if she's getting in the house.
If she comes on, we can't have Brendan. Like, I want to see her.
No, Brendan. No, Brendan. I like Brendan's a nice guy. He ruins her game. Like, no, Brendan. Like, just let her go in there and play.
No. What about these couples? I'm seeing couples that may be playing. Like, name me a couple, like Swaggy C and Bailey. Now those are two right there. I take it out. They're not all-stars. Not all-stars. Yeah. So why would they put a couple in there? Do you think they're going to actually put Swaggy C and Bailey in the house? Because I can guarantee you right now, mark it down. I'm going to mark it down right here. I'm writing it down. One of them will go home. The first, because they're, combined like that. They're tight. A showmance is happening. I mean, they're married, right?
Yeah.
Are they married?
Mm-hmm.
So it's husband and wife. It's blood versus water.
Well, what is there's another rumor that another couple's going in. So honestly, if you put the two couples in there together, that's 4 strong. So I mean, maybe they don't. You know, you got there's rumors. Well, we can get into that in a minute. We'll talk about Bailey and Swaggy C for right now. But as far as them being an all-star, I don't see it at all. I don't even see it a little bit. Like they're voted out. Swaggy went out 15th, and Bailey went out 11th or 12th. Like that's not even close to me. And what have they done in the game? You know,
nothing. So why is that being rumored that those two would actually play? Like, what makes them to where it makes sense?
So they're currently on the challenge with Josh from Big Brother, Fessy from Big Brother, Casey. They're playing on the challenge with them right now. So that might be how they're in the mix. And that's also another alliance that you would want to watch out for if you got people like Casey back, which we'll probably, if we're going to talk about number 1 girls, she's up there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
It makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. And I don't know. If I'm watching an all-star season, I know you got to put some weak players in there. I understand that, but I think you can go other routes. I think you can just go other routes.
You can go players like Judd or even McCray. I mean, those two are way more, to me, they're way more popular than Swaggy.
Right. Donnie, if you want popular.
Donnie.
And that might be
the other guy, the guy that just played with the
Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff.
Right.
You can go a bunch of different routes if you want that next tier player, but really popular players. Do you think that they would ever play people from Gina Marie or Aaron from season 15?
Never. It would never happen. And that's what sucks about McCray and Judd is in their season. There's only like 3 or 4 people that are likable in that cast, you know, and there are 2 of them, but they'll never get the chance because that season just has such a bad taste in people's mouths, you know, and it's not good because I think they can play really well.
Yeah, they said some crazy things on that season. So let's talk more about Frankie. What do you guys think about that? I mean, he's in his social. That's what he does. He's a social media type guy, millions of followers. Why does he want to get back in the house and do this? Is he that, desperate?
He's a fan of the game, I believe.
Yeah,
he's been a fan of the game, just Big Brother in general. So I'd say he's long overdue to come back, actually.
He just got out from playing Big Brother UK or something, didn't he? Wasn't he over there playing Big Brother? Yeah, I think he just got out playing. It was like Big Brother Australia or Big Brother UK or something like that. I can't remember which one it was. So he just got out of that. So I think he enjoys the game and he just wants to play. And I respect that, I just don't like the character that he plays. That's just not my I don't like watching that kind of character. I like people going in there and being who they are. And if that's who he is, okay. I just don't enjoy watching it personally.
It's going to be crazy to watch these players do what they have to do. But it seems to me that these personalities would be a little more bitter, even though Survivor has their bitter, like the groups of people that they choose, they're different. It's not like, oh, these players are the same as the type of characters on Survivor. I think they're 2 totally different types of people. And I think they're more of a, oh, we're on the show to get Instagram followers, or we're on the show to get this social media thing going. You don't hear much of that with Survivor players. You don't see much of that either. So when you deal with Big Brother players, you see tons of the social media thing. Why is it that Big Brother players are more with the whole social media thing than Survivor? You have a good answer for that? Because I don't know.
I don't know why social media, but I know they're probably more bitter because it's a different environment. On Survivor, you're surviving out in the wilderness too, so you kind of bond with each other, and you have other things to worry and complain about, like I don't have chocolate in the house. When you're sitting with all those people, you probably have more time to pick them apart and get more turn on each other more, since you're not bonding over an experience.
You literally have these people complaining about getting slop, and in Survivor they praise if they got slop. They play for slop. It's like, man.
Well, I also think as far as the bitter jury in Big Brother, you're fighting every day. Like you're not safe. Just because somebody in your alliance won HOH, you could still go. Whereas in Survivor, there's always that relief when you win immunity that God, Cranberry, stop with the Zack rant stuff. Like,
why not though? Why not Zack?
Zack, he's never gonna play. He's never gonna play again. And
love it.
Cranberry is back.
But the bitter jury is, you're fighting every day. With Survivor, you have the immunity. You're able to go back to your camp and know nobody from here is going home. In Big Brother, you never have that. You're always on your toes. So when they do finally get voted out, you put so much into that, they get a little bit bitter because you're sleeping in the same. But
what about Zack though? He was likable. For a
little bit. for about.
Do you not think that they would consider calling Zack?
Not even a chance.
Why? Did he do something wrong?
He said a few things. I don't know exactly what he said, but he said a few things about production in the game and people in the game. He went on a bit of I don't know if he had some. I don't want to speculate, but he had a situation with also Evil Dick with his phone. He kept putting his phone in Evil Dick's face and saying,
I was there. I was there when that happened.
I remember exactly how. I remember Dick took his phone and like threw it down or crushed it or something like that. Or he's just had run in. Yeah. He just had.
He's putting it in Evil Dick's face, his phone, trying to get asked questions warned. Or something. He grabbed his phone and threw it on the ground.
But yes, I think he's just one of those people. He's burned a few too many bridges, so I don't think they'll ever bring him back. He's a lightning rod.
Okay, so we know Evil Dick is probably not going to play due to him having HIV. I think that is a thing where he's not playing, right? I mean, because he is an all-star. Evil Dick is 100% an all-star.
Dick is a top tier. He's top tier. Like if he didn't come down with the situation he came down with, undoubtedly he'd be on this cast because as much as he says he doesn't want to play again,
he'll play. He'd play.
Yeah.
He's a game
and
changer.
Just think if Evil Dick was in that house with this cast, because none of them, I don't care who it is, I don't care if it's Dan, if it's Paul, or if it's Derek, none of them can control Evil Dick.
No. And he would break them down mentally so
he would
fast.
Break them down.
Night one. It'd be lunchtime. Josh is like broken.
He would have Josh crying.
Absolutely.
He would have Josh crying.
I feel like we're crushing Josh on this. Like, I'm sure he's a nice, wonderful guy, but as far as a Big Brother player,
I don't know the guy at all. I'm just talking game what I've seen on television.
Right.
But I mean, so you tell me there's no possible way. I mean, you had they played basketball. He had HIV. What's his name? And he played basketball.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson went on the court after he found out he had HIV, and he played basketball on the court, shooting hoops, touching and hitting each other. Why can't he? I need him in the house.
Right. Yeah. I don't know enough about like the precautions and what can happen with it, but I think it's just a risk they don't want to take. So I don't know. I would love to see. I'd love to see him in the house. That's something that we all would need to see. We all deserve to see. Was him play.
We all deserve to see. He would take in the house, man. He would have. Oh man, he would have Josh crying, and that would be his. He would be at him so much. He wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop.
Evil. He does not stop. No, he never stops. Like as soon as he sees it, as soon as he sees that twinkle in your eye of weakness, he is pouncing and he's crushing it. Like it
would be fun because we'd see Josh trying to bang the. Let's say Josh does it first. Let's just say for fun and for entertainment and for our glory that Josh just starts banging pots and pans while Evil Dick is sleeping in the middle of the night. Just that's how it starts, and then from there, then it's like what the Japanese did to America. You have awoken the sleeping giant. You should have never done that. Should have never touched it.
Right.
And then it would be just like that.
I don't think Josh is brave enough to do that to Evil Dick. I don't think he is.
I don't know, man. He's pretty silly. He's a silly guy.
He's pretty silly. Yeah. But unfortunately, Evil Dick won't be on there. But
what about his daughter, though, Danielle?
I would love to play again. Danielle. I would love to see her play again. I think she played a little. She forgot social game last time she played, and she was trying to play all strategy because she wanted to prove to everybody that she's a better player than her dad. Didn't work out as well for her. She came off as kind of.
Could she play? Which one of these players that we've named that she could play with? Who do you see her aligning with?
You're talking about okay. Let's see. So we've got Dan, Derek, Frankie, Josh. She would never align with Josh. I can tell you that right now.
I think if anybody, Paul or Frankie, probably Frankie. I could see her and Frankie clicking.
Yeah, her, Danielle, and Frankie. Yeah, I bet Dan too. I bet Dan would be good with her.
Brittany.
Yes,
Brittany.
I have her on my list. I haven't seen her name, but I want her to. And that she said Morgan Willett. They said Morgan Willett.
Actually, guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and let this out the bag. I usually don't kiss and tell, but I did go on a date with Brittany once.
Brittany Haynes?
Yes, sir.
Brittany,
before she was married, she was single. It was during my third time I played the reunion show. I invited her, and she was my date.
Hey, there you go. She's funny. I like Brittany.
She's a nice girl, sweet girl.
Yeah. She's from Arkansas.
And then she played with Willie. So I was like, hey. And then they was in the same, she was a coach for Willie's team, and she gave Willie the first house thing, and that blew up in his face. But by the way, Willie's gonna be in the house.
Yeah, let's go on. Is Willie an all-star? No.
Hey, if Willie was in the house with this gang of people, let me see. I know Willie. Obviously,
I don't know Willie.
Man.
I saw Willie
you know what Willie would do? You know what he would do if he was in the house with these brilliant minds. And it's hard. A lot of people ain't gonna believe this, but I know Willie. He's my brother. He lives with me, so I know he would keep his mouth shut. He wouldn't say nothing. He would let them do what they need to do. He wouldn't take control like he tried to do when he played, which would be interesting to watch. I would love to see that. I would love to see it. But out of these people, he would. Out of all these people, he would align with. If he never played with Dan in the coaching season, he would align with Dan. But he played with him, so I don't think he would. I think that knowing his personality, I don't know, man.
So we can go.
Paul, probably.
Paul. He'd align with Paul. Willie would align with Paul.
Just because Paul would be able to talk with him. I don't think Willie would do much of anything. He would say, I'm not aligning with anybody. I'm sitting here on the couch. I'm not doing nothing. I'm letting y'all guys know right now I'm not aligning with anybody. So I'm just playing the game. So he would try to put himself out of the, So we got right here. What about, now I don't want to see Nicole back in the house. I don't want to see it. I don't know if you want to see it, but I'm tired of the squeaky voice. I'm tired of her running from penis to penis. I don't want to see it no more.
I think her and Dick.
I'm glad somebody said it. I'm glad somebody said it.
But I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, she falls in love. That's good. It's okay. Fall in love. You get back in that. She gets back in that house. She's finding a new man.
She fell in love twice. She fell in love twice in one season. Twice in one season, she fell in love. But yeah, I don't want to see her again. She's actually the one.
Casey is the female I want to see back. She's one. I think she's top tier.
Right. What if we get back? What if we get Casey, Tyler Crispin, and
by the way, I just want to say Nicole. She isn't. Oh no, that's not what I'm trying to say. She is a nice girl. I met her in person. Sweet girl. But I'm just saying. I just don't want to. I don't want to see it. Now, what were you going to say?
No, she just had a bit of a problem when she gets in the house. She gets bored. That's all. She just gets bored. And
I feel sorry for her husband or boyfriend or whatever she has now if she plays again because he's gone. He's gone. She is starting a relationship with probably. Let me look at this there. Paul's knocking that down.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, actually, since you say that, her husband, which I think they're still married.
Her husband.
I'm not sure if they're still married.
Yeah, but they ain't married no more. She played. She cannot control herself.
Yeah, Victor is actually. I saw a couple of reports that that Victor is being named as somebody that could play. So,
Victor. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if he wants to go in the house and leave her at the house, or if he wants her to go in the house and he stays at the house. That's up to them. But
if I was him, I'd be like, I'll go play for you. I'll go. No, I don't want you in there.
Yeah, but yeah, so Victor's come up. Another big name, and I think is an absolute lock. And I know we're talking about a lot of males. All these men can't be in this game, I don't think. But these are the names that we're hearing. Is Tyler Crispin. I think he's an absolute 100% lock. I would take
what about his girl.
He has said he's come out. Well, he hadn't come out and said, but a lot of reports have said that he wants to play, but he will only play if Angela comes with him. So
that's I mean, she's not an all-star. He's definitely an all-star. I agree with you with Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if you go in that game as a couple, you're in trouble. If you go in as a blood and water, you're blood and water. You get right off the bat, you got 2 votes in your pocket.
Right.
So whoever goes in as a couple, I think they splitting that up immediately. So I don't know why Tyler would want to do that to himself.
Yeah, I think it's more of a comfort thing for him. Like, I just think he wants his girlfriend there with him, and I think maybe Angela wants to play. She wasn't portrayed as great as she'd like to have been in the show. I don't think
she's hot though. She's pretty hot.
Yeah,
to me, the two of the hottest girls to ever play that game, her and Christmas.
You put Christmas over Janelle, season 6 Janelle.
What? Yeah,
Janelle.
I don't even have to think twice.
Yeah.
If I have to choose from a lineup, I'm probably choosing Christmas first.
Oh,
it's just the sex appeal, man.
Janelle.
I mean, she's Christmas, her body, or the way she. I just think Christmas. This is just my style.
Christmas is beautiful, but I'm just saying, Janelle is the alpha female. Like, she just is. Like, it's just. I
never was into Janelle. Never was even into. I would take Nicole over Janelle.
That's rough.
She has a lot of practice.
Oh, God. Goodness.
No, I know Nicole's not. She's not a bad person. She's not a. If you're gonna call someone a female a certain word, you got to call the guy the same word, right? Because the guys sleep with all these girls. Girls sleep with. She's not the type of girl that sleeps with all these guys. It just looks that way because that's all we see. Because every time we see her on TV. It just looks that way, even though I don't think she's bad at all. Actually, I know she's not a bad person. I'm just,
TLC
having fun.
With love. I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Christmas, ooh, somebody said.
That's right.
I'm just saying that for the podcasters.
I bet
this is a female saying Christmas, ooh, as well. Please tell me, let me see a man say Christmas, ooh.
Can I say it in defense of Janelle?
No, do you think she's ooh?
No, I don't.
Man, she reminds me of Michaela. I mean, she has the same style.
Come on, Russell.
Same style. Same person, man. I'm telling you. Same person. Personality, body, same.
Listen. We're not going to even dignify that. Michaela is a light years ahead of Christmas. Christmas is beautiful. Michaela's just so much more beautiful. I'm just not even going to get into this right now. I'm just not. I can't get into it.
People don't know what we're talking about at this point.
Yeah. But so if Tyler comes in, Angela's probably coming in too. And then, like you said, Frank, Christmas, like you said, Frank, Casey. If those 3 come in, that's a solid, tight 3. And all 3 of those are gamers. Like, I wouldn't even and then if Bailey and Swaggy C needed an out, that's their out right there because that's 5 strong, right? Protect the couples and Tyler protects his people, right? So I think that could happen. I don't want Bailey and Swaggy C to be on there, but I think that could happen. So I don't think this.
Do you think Tyler's going to get his wish and get his girl in there with him? So you think she's in?
I think Tyler's the player that when they're making the All-Star season, he's the guy they start with. And they say, we can't possibly have the season without Tyler. That's just what I think, yeah. And I think he knows that. I think he's playing that move, and he's getting what he wants into the house. That's just what I think happened.
What about Casey?
I think
Casey.
She's definitely an all-star to me, but does she get in though? Does she get in? I don't know. I've seen that she could be, but I don't know. But there's not a lot of strong females that are being named for the All-Star cast, so she may be one of them that gets in there because there's.
I mean, there's a lot of strong females that play the game, but they be in the cast? I mean, we have Janelle, we have Rachel, Nicole. I mean, you have some super strong women that could be on this cast. Mm-hmm. Man, if they did a real All-Star and they named the ones that we'd be like, get Janelle in there, get Nicole in there, get Rachel in there, yeah, Paul, Dan, Josh, Derek, Frankie, Tyler. Man, that's a crazy cast.
Let's go all the way old school for a player that I think could run circles around most of these players. Let's get Danielle Reyes in there. Big Brother 3. Mm-hmm. Let's get her in there. She was in the original Big Brother All-Stars. She had a great read on the house. She knew what was going on in the house. She just didn't have any help to take care of what she needed to take care of, right? And she can adapt to any situation. And I think if she got in that house, she would run circles around some of these players that think they know the game, and Danielle come in there and rip that rug right out from under them. Like
she was so feared in the first All-Stars, and that's why everyone wanted her out. So I think enough time's gone by that she would slide under a lot of radar.
Right.
What about Vanessa?
Vanessa Russo? She's a great player, but she's so just paranoid. And then she just had those kids. Could you imagine her in the house after having the 3 newborns at her house? Like, she would just be an emotional wreck. Like, I don't think she'd be able to focus on the game. I mean, if you watched her season, when she was playing in her season, she was all over the place emotionally. Like, she was a good player, strategic player, but she was emotionally all over the place. Now she's got the kids at home. I just think I'd like to see her play, but I just don't think we'll see it.
If I could get anyone, but they're from the Canadian Big Brother, Ika Wong. She'd be so much fun to see.
Would they do that though?
Version.
Would they do that?
Well, they've done in Canada. They brought in people from Australia into Canada. So I don't
Jace from back. I think it was season 6.
5.
Jace,
he was 5.
Yeah. But yeah, he almost went on the Big Brother Canada, but the fans didn't vote him on.
Yeah, he didn't get voted in. Yvette.
That's what they should do. They should vote it in, man.
Yeah, that would be cool too. They'd get a vote would be cool, or at least make
a real vote. A real vote, like a vote where there's transparency, where we can actually see who, how the polls went down at the end of the day. Because they don't, they can do what they want if they say, okay, vote for this person at the CBS.com website. All of a sudden you vote somebody in, and it's like, okay, these were the votes. This is what you got. Where's the data on that?
Right. Yeah, and Big Brother's notorious for production intervening in certain situations and certain powers given to certain players when they need them the most. That's kind of a thing sometimes in Big Brother. But
what about Frankie? Remember Frankie from Willie season?
Oh, you're talking about Frank Udy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Udy. That's Sid Vicious's kid.
Frank. Not Frankie. Frank.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Frank. Yeah.
I love watching him. Maybe it's because his name's Frank and you don't see that very often, but I thought he was fun to have on the show and smart.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd have him back though.
Yeah. How about Devin? Big Brother 15.
The one that has a daughter?
Yeah. The one that has the one with the daughter.
Yeah. I think he'd be cool to come
back.
Or
the one who was they had a black gentleman from Big Brother. No, the one from Big Brother 15.
Yeah, that's
not the one with the daughter. Not the one that has the daughter.
Was he first
voted out?
No, 15. Howard.
He was keeping his cool. He was keeping his cool with everything going around him.
Howard.
Probably one of the most racist seasons in the world. Howard from Big Brother 15. I can see that happening, man. I guarantee you Howard's in there.
You think Howard?
Have y'all heard something like that?
No, I haven't. A player that I was thinking of that I'd like to have in there though is Kevin. He was on season 12, I believe. Kevin. He took 3rd place. He was a very strong strategic player. things just didn't break his way. But Kevin would be cool to have on there as well.
I think he'll have someone like Howard in there.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Howard, he got a raw deal in his season, so I think that'd be good.
You see a lot of people on the message board saying Howard that they think that would be cool because he did get a raw deal. He had to play in a season where it was notable being a racist season, and everybody talked about it, to where he had to control himself, which you have to say he did a great job doing what he had to do to stay focused. If he could stay focused through that type of craziness, he could stay focused through Josh. He could stay focused, because he already has the mindset to control himself, and that's a good characteristic of someone. I think he would be great. I wish they would play him. And what about, yes, that's who I wanted to talk about. What about Kevin? The one that was married with a bunch of kids holding Crispin's hand all the time. What you holding her hand for, man? With your pants unbuttoned? I don't know if you've seen that picture.
No, I have not seen that.
I'll send it to you.
That guy is he's an interesting person. I don't know. I don't think he's necessarily built for the game. I'm not a fan. I'm not of his game. Like of him personally, I'm sure he's a great, wonderful person, and I think he's going through some health issues right now that I hope he pulls through. But as far as a game, I don't think he needs to be. I don't think he needs to be on the AllStar season.
Kevin.
As far as girls, do you think they bring back Liz and Julia, the twins from 17? Do you see them bringing them back?
Can we get just one?
Well, I don't.
Yeah, no. Didn't you hear that? Aren't they on the list of rumored players?
I think I've heard Liz.
The twins.
Liz is the number, and Liz is a name that I've seen. Liz. Yeah.
Does it really matter which one?
They're the same.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh no, Cranberry didn't go there.
Oh, Cranberry. Cranberry, what are you doing, man?
Cranberry didn't go Beast Mode Cowboy on us, guys. So
no, I could go for
is that a possibility? Beast Mode Cowboy is in that house.
Only if they have.
He's fighting for it. He wants it to happen.
They gotta have both Cowboys, and then we can have a showdown.
I don't think he makes it. I think there's too many strong all-star male players that could play. That he's a secondary option.
Is there an argument for him to be in the house
though? If you put Frankie in there, maybe. If Frankie's in there, because him and Frankie have a bit of history.
Right.
As far as Caleb sat down, tried not to allow Frankie to win, and Frankie won anyway. They have a little bit of some strategic history. But other than that, I don't see him personally as an all-star. He also did some really weird and creepy things when he was in the show, like rubbing Amber's hair while she was sleeping and whispering sweet nothings to her. It was a little bit odd.
That's just him being romantic. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that to Michaela on the cruise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be petting their head. Oh, by the way, guys, we have a cruise coming up with our Patreon group. If you ain't a patron, check it out in the link below. Yes, 40 rooms we have, but right now, actually, I just talked to the agent today. We have 29 rooms booked. So we only have 11 rooms left. If you want to be part of the Patreon family, click the link below, check that out. And we then go to the Facebook page, the private Facebook page, and that's where all the action happens. These gentlemen are patrons, certain levels, get to go on the show and talk about Nicole and Beast Mode Cowboy. That would be a pair. That would be a pair.
Oh, that's undoubtedly showman's number 2 of the season.
Well, he's married, beautiful. I know his wife personally.
I didn't know he's
beautiful. Married. Yeah, and she's married to a very handsome man. So if we see Nicole, it's gonna be fun. I'm doing a podcast and YouTube on the whole season. If Nicole's in there, she's gonna hate me. She's gonna hate me after the show's over.
Just text her.
I'm gonna be like, that was your chance. Y'all had a blanket on. You had a blanket on, Nicole. That was your chance.
It's gonna be like, weren't you like Michelle from this past season Survivor? You know, you're friends with her. You text her, but look, you're gonna ridicule the game a little bit. Like you're gonna let her know.
Me and Michelle's cool. I'm like, look, I gotta say, and at the end of the day, I respect her game. It got to a point to where she made me respect her game by the things that she started doing in the game. I gave her a hard time. I'm going to give you a hard time if you're not playing the game or if you're playing a crazy game. I'm going to say it out loud on this podcast. And a lot of these people don't like me because of it, especially the Big Brother family. They don't know me yet, guys. They know me, but they don't know me as a podcaster yet. They're all going to learn. They're all going to hate me when this is over.
So I've been also reading a lot of things. I actually saw one person tweeted about it, and then I kind of started looking into it. Apparently, there's a connection between if they're on the show. We don't know if they're on the show, but apparently there's a connection between Dan and Derek. I guess
we know that now, guys. We're giving you some inside information, just so you know. There's a connection. It's not the Poker Alliance, but these guys are talking.
Yeah,
but
so
Eric, maybe they are playing each other. They may be talking, but I'm telling you right now, they're playing each other. Right. They're like, "Oh yeah, man, I got your back. I got your back. Yeah, this is gonna happen. Some new Chill Town too. Me and you."
And you want to talk about dream scenarios? Pay the man and get Will in that house with Dan, and let's see what happens. Let's just. Listen, if there's a man that could charge what he wants, it's Will Kirby, and just pay the man and get him into the house.
Or put Will in that house and put Boogie in the house. Let's just do it.
just let them settle it right there.
Have fireworks. If CBS likes to do that kind of thing. They like to throw the fireworks out there. So it's like, let's get it. Let's make it happen. I mean, they're already taking a risk putting Derek in the house. I'll just put that down. I'm gonna say that right now because I want to go back to this. I'm gonna record this and play it again with me doing a little YouTube clip of saying, don't do it because you're going to regret it. Something's going to come back and bite you in the butt. But that's just another YouTube thing that I'm going to do later. I just had to put that there so I can clip it in.
Yeah, right.
Because it comes, man, these things come to my mind. I have ESPN. No, seriously though. What happens is when Sandra was playing Survivor, I said before it was over, while they were playing, I found out it was the type of thing, and it's on my videos with me saying, Sandra, if she gets voted out early, she's quitting. I said she is that type of person, and she's quitting. I said that before it happened, and I'm saying right now, if Derek's in that house, we're gonna see some things on the news.
Right. What about Haley? How do we feel about Haley Bruscher?
Haley.
AllStar? Blonde Haley, her and Fessy are dating?
I want to see Fessy.
Oh, yes. Oh, beautiful. Again, another beautiful one.
She's smart,
too. What about Fessy and Haley? They do their little thing on TikTok. I was going with my, I do TikTok. I'm TikTok. TikTok famous. TikTok famous. I think I got it right. I'm TikTok famous. And you can follow my TikTok. I forgot what it is. This is what is it? This is TRHS. Bam, that's my TikTok. So anyway, I was going through my TikTok because I'm TikTok famous now, and I've seen those two. They do the TikTok stuff.
Are you TikTok famous, or is Gracie TikTok famous?
No, Gracie is not TikTok famous.
No. Okay. So you're doing dances and doing TikTok?
No, I'm not. No, I have a TikTok with my Survivor stuff, and this will be right now with Cranberry's name will be on TikTok right now. Right, it's right. They're doing the dancing. This right here, this part. Follow me on YouTube. Come subscribe to my YouTube channel. You TikTokers. Bam.
TikTokers. Yeah.
See, that just went on. That right there, that clip right there just went on TikTok.
Oh, there we go. So, Frank, as far as Fessy.
That's what I do. I don't dance much.
Fessy, I'd like to see him back as an all. I don't think he's an all-star. I'd like to see him back in an all-star cast because I feel bad for the guy because every week for like 10 weeks, this guy was on the wrong side of the vote. I've never seen somebody who could not.
Oh, he was the worst
in his life.
He was the worst at that game. But what's her name? Nicole?
Haley.
Haley. Yes. She was good. Like, she had it down. She knew what she had to do, but she had Fezzi like weighing her down.
She had to corral him every week. She had to corral him in and be like, "This is what we."
I like to see her. I would actually like to see her back.
I think she's a legitimate all-star. I do. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's got the personality. I think she's one of those all-star players that doesn't have the big move that defines her game, but she did enough little things, had enough personality. You know, she's a beautiful girl.
Okay, what about these are the last two we're going to talk about. I want to talk about this couple. The guy that walked on the table when he got voted out.
Cody Nixon.
Cody and Jessica.
Jessica, yeah.
What about them two? Can you see either of them playing the game? Cody?
I want to see Jessica back. I don't want to see Cody. Yeah, not a fan.
Not a fan of Cody?
I think Jessica would play a great game without him. I think she'd be way more. Cody's not
just like Haley, and I could see Jessica and Haley aligning for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they might. I think they just had another kid, but if the kids weren't an issue, if either of them could make it, I'd probably go Jess as well. Just she would play the game. I like Cody though.
She is pregnant. Yeah, so that takes that out the picture.
I like Cody though. I thought Cody tried to play a strategic game. He just it was just really hard for him with the aura of Paul and his minions. It was really hard for him to get anything going. And then he got and Cody kind of got screwed in his season because when he was HOH, he tried to get rid of Paul week 1, and they had that stupid twist where Paul was protected for a couple of weeks. Remember that when they ripped it away from him because Paul was going home. So he got kind of a raw deal on his season, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have handled it a lot better. I feel like he can't manipulate anybody. He can't hide what's going on. You see it right here.
There is one name though that I know you said we're only doing 2 more.
No, he definitely cannot do that.
A no doubt for me, another one like Tyler that you should build the season around as far as an all-star is Enzo Palumbo.
Really?
I think he's somebody that you bring back. He orchestrated the greatest alliance in Big Brother history. He never won a challenge, and he went all the way to Final 3. And if he could have found a way to win a challenge, he may have won that whole game. But
Cranberry's just throwing out the names. He's just throwing out the names. Swaggy C.
JC is by far one of the most entertaining people to watch.
Who?
JC.
JC. Oh, yeah, I'm 50-50 on him. I'm 50-50. He's funny sometimes, then other times I'm like I could not play the game with him because it's just I don't know. Do you think he's an all-star? JC?
I think he's we're beyond calling it an all-star. I think it's got to be a most memorable player season. If you're putting Swaggy C on a lineup, you cannot tie all-star to it. It's got to be a fan favorite or something.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, get the cast together, then come up with a name because if you're putting those people in, it's a little different.
Too bad this isn't a heroes versus villains because then you'd have to have Willie in there.
Yeah. Well, Big Brother's heroes and villains was back in season 7, so their all stars was kind of a heroes and villains, I think, because there's a dividing line, and then even season 6, but that's in the past.
All right, guys. Y'all got anybody else on y'all's list you want to talk about?
I'm just excited to see what females come in because I know we have a strong male cast for the all stars, but
I think Annalise deserves an honorable mention from season 21. I'd like to see her come back and do more. Natalie, season 18. Devon. I think Devon there's a chance she might come back because there's something going on in her life. Those are just some of the females I had.
I mean, they got some strong females they can put in this house. Just as strong. Some of the females are just as strong as the males. Yeah. So if they want to do it, they can really get this right. But they have to.
I hope they do.
I do too. If you have all those strong females and all these crazy strategic males, it's like, what is going to happen? So that's what we got going, guys. That's going to be exciting to watch this season. I will be posting a YouTube video every episode. After each episode, we'll be doing the live show with specific people talking to the Big Brother, the past Big Brother players and doing my players' performance. All that will be happening this season, just like it's a Survivor season, but we're doing it on Big Brother. We're excited to do that. Come check us out on the Patreon page. We just had on the Patreon page McCray and it was Judd live on the Patreon page. So you guys didn't get to see that. That's the kind of stuff we do on our Patreon page. They're going to also have, we're trying to get it to where you guys, Cameron, once a week have a Big Brother that goes on the Patreon page, and y'all have y'all's own conversation without even me being involved, which is fun for me to watch, something for me to do. So instead of me doing this, I can watch you guys. And it was a very interesting conversation with McCray. He will be my first guest, by the way, which maybe get me in a little bit of trouble, but McCray will be my first guest Wednesday night. What time? Let's see. 8 o'clock Central. We'll be talking spoilers, and we'll also be talking some crazy stuff. He's the one that got me started on the Derek thing, so we'll talk more about the Derek thing with you guys, with McCray. He knows more about it than I know. I've been doing some research, but that and everything they have to offer with or Derek and whoever else McCray doesn't like. So,
and he will let you know. He will let you know.
That's what's good about having McCray on the show. So he'll be our first Big Brother guest, like I said, this Wednesday night. We appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I appreciate you guys on the podcast that's just listening without watching. It's probably better listening because we're a bunch of ugly fellas. So, so if you want to party with us ugly fellas, just come to the Patreon group, and we'll tell you how to start getting tickets for that. You got, 10 months to save you money, or to pay a down payment and pay a little at a time. So again, guys, appreciate you guys watching. Frank and Cameron, appreciate you for coming on talking about Big Brother. We'll do this all the time, man. We're going to have this happening all the time. So you're probably going to be my regular guest once a week or so, once every other week. And you cannot be a patron without knowing about the fantastic Cranberry Marvin is legendary. He goes on Richard Hantz's YouTube page and he slashes him.
You have got to do a video of that, and just a funny video of Richard Hatch and
talking about our patron Cranberry Marvin,
just roasting him.
So guys, again, appreciate it, and that's all we got for you. Until next time, keep hope alive. Hey, I got to end this thing.